All right, well, hey now, y'all, and great to see all you groovy people kind of going with the flow here and showing up at our special 4:20 start time. Creative Tony, I'm holding my phone in my hand for a specific reason. I can tell today's going to be a great show. We're off to a resounding positive start today, and I got an update for all of y'all because literally this just happened during the show update. Legendary San Francisco Chronicle columnist Scott Ostler will join us tomorrow at 11:30. And Scott's one of my favorite guys. I know Tony is very fond of Scott, too. Not only is he a great writer, and you ever want to read up like on one of the world-class sports writers in the industry, go check out Scott Ostler's bio sometime. He's so modest, he would never talk about this. But always remember, before Scott came to San Francisco, this guy, he covered the Showtime Lakers. I mean, can you imagine what that must have been like in their heyday in the 80s? And then he came up here and he got to cover the Niners and Giants and everything. But anyway, Scott just got back to me literally while the Open was playing. So, Tony, I'm very happy to announce Scott Ostler will be with us tomorrow. One of your favorites, one of my favorites. How are you doing? You're back in the Bay. You've left the land of the Sasquatch behind. How you feeling today, dude? And yeah, take a deep breath. You're back in the Bay. You got your home cooking and everything. It's good to see your face. How you doing, man?
Dude, housed, man, housed. These are some days, we just carry each other, Paulie. Carry on, my wayward son, buddy.
Well, just where Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Carry on. Great track right there. Carry on. Yeah,
dude. And so it's nice to be back in the Bay. It's nice to be home. We drove home from Bend yesterday. And for full disclosure, I want to just give a huge first of all, thank you, Paulie, for sending love. Thank you to some of the PNP Army that sent me love today, to my son Dom, who had surgery today on his ear and adenoids and stuff. And but I also just the Stanford hospital experience is just it's like second to none, man. It was an incredible experience. Dr. Chang is a freaking Jedi. He thought it was going to be like an hour and 15 minutes procedure. It ended up being like 30 minutes. And anyways, I can't thank when you, and you know this, Paulie, being a parent, like that visual of watching your kid being rolled away in a hospital bed.
It's the worst. It's the worst. You don't know what pain is and like the trauma is until you're a parent with an injured or sick kid. My son Tommy broke his arm when he was a little kid, and it was such a it wasn't even bad for him. It was more traumatic for me. You know what I mean? He had the cast on. It's just a horrible thing. And I'm just glad you're back, and I'm glad you dropped the word adenoids, dude. Adenoids. I'm not sure I even know what an adenoid is. Do you want to expand on that a little bit? You want to educate me on adenoids, the adenoid community?
Dude, it's basically things like tissue that blocks the pathway. And so
pathway to what? Like your oxygen?
Is ear canals, like basically, and I don't even know that much. I just know that we saw 3 other doctors like, oh no, but there's nothing wrong. And then we finally see this Dr. Chang. He's like, oh yeah, he's got all kinds of extra tissue. He's got extra fluid. And basically my son for the last year and a half has been like, God, my ears feel like they never pop. And so he's constantly trying to clear his ears. And like, dude, he'll have his mouth open on the baseball field. And one of the coaches was like, dude, is Dom yawning out there? Is he tired? And I'm like, no, he's trying to clear.
He's had some bad adenoids. Give him a break. Give him some space. He's dealing with adenoids right now. Dropping adenoids on him, bro. That'll quiet everybody down immediately. So I'm glad he's okay. Dom's a resilient kid. He's going to be fine. I know it's probably more difficult for you. And by the way, going back to your original comment, when I asked you how you were doing, you go, yeah, no, I'm good, but I'm housed. I just want to shout out, if you can go back this far with me, dude, I'm saying late 80s, Tony, the Jungle Brothers, Girl, I'll House You. Girl, I'll House You. You're in my hut now. Do you remember the Jungle Brothers, dude? Girl, I'll House You. Do you remember the track? Yeah.
House. That's incredible, dude. Because immediately when I think of house, I think of Our House by Madness. But I don't think of not Girl, I'll House You at the Jungle.
Do you remember the track? Do you remember that one? Yeah. And by the way, other house greatness, let's shout out Jimi Hendrix' Red House, one of the great blues jams of all time. And then for my second Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young reference of the day, Our House is a very, very, very fine house. That whole bit right there. I think we've covered the house gamut. I want to say thank you very much to the audience. I really, this is like a moment of audience appreciation. I want to start the show with today. For real, you guys, hands down, are the freaking best audience a guy could ask for. Patty from Napa, Badges, Rags, Dom, John Joseph, Peralta, all of you guys, dude, every day without exception, you guys show up. Pine Needle. Oh, and by the way, big announcements to be made here, Tony. Noemi, are you, here we go, House of the Rising Sun. Thank you, Noemi. I knew, see. I want to shout out Pine Needle, Creative Tony. Did you know today is Pine Needle's birthday? Happy birthday, Pine Needle. Yeah.
Right on. And also, it's, my friend Joe, Paulie, our friend Joe, Joe Iribarren, it's his birthday today too. And he listens to the show religiously. He's a teacher down in Palo Alto, but he listens to the show. He doesn't listen live, but he listens almost to every show at night or on his drive home.
We'll do it live. Yeah.
He's a classic example of somebody who doesn't listen live, but they catch it on the drive home usually. And so happy birthday to Joe. Also, happy birthday to Christian Slater, Paulie, just in case you were.
Shout out Interview with the Vampire. Okay, listen to me. I want to shout out your
freaking shout out True Romance, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, True Romance, dude. That's a tough one. I have a hard time with that movie because of James Gandolfini. Just the fight scene he has with Patricia Arquette, it's too much. I'd see he's throwing it through glass and stuff. I'm like, dude, Tarantino might be the most violent screenplay writer in the history of screenplays. You know the scene I'm talking about? It's so violent. I get it. He's beating up a girl. It's like, God damn, man, this is a little too much for me. But anyway, shout out to Joe also. Like you said, Joe is one of the all-time greats. Great Niner fan, too. Niner fan, Joe. Yeah,
great dude. And also, can we give credit to Gary Oldman in True Romance with the dreads,
eating Chinese food, holding the lamp.
Yeah, he's throwing the lamp back and forth. He's like, I didn't know it was White Boy Day. Like, dude, I mean, come on, man.
Dude with the gold tooth. Yeah. He did. Now, if you sat down and said you wanted some lo mein, I would have known you wasn't nervous. But now you said no. I think I'm suspicious and all that whole bit. Yeah, dude. Don't catapult me into a True Romance session tonight because I might do it. Oh my God, you're killing me. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see the Gary Oldman riff coming, but that's a good one. Yeah.
Also, Patty from Napa is putting Robert Redford in caps. It must be his birthday today as well. So happy birthday, Robert Redford. And also, Paulie, this is our episode number 151. Everybody pour some Bacardi tonight. Episode 151, Bacardi. When's the last time you had Bacardi, dude?
Wow, it's been, see, this is the thing. I don't know if you remember the story I told you a couple of months ago, I think it was, when I said I have never been able to drink gin ever again in my life since I was 17 years old, because Rags and I went over the top with the gin one night. Bad move. Same kind of thing happened to me with Bacardi. I'll give you the blow by blow on this. Again, it just brings, as soon as you say Bacardi, I'm like, oh, because when I was a freshman in college up in Boston, I was meeting all these guys in my hall, and this one kid was like, hey, this is a true story. He goes, I got tickets to go see Bob Seger at the Boston Garden tonight. Do you want to go? Dude. And we literally had just gotten to school. I didn't know anybody. I was there for like a week, and I met this kid, and he was like, yeah, I'll take you to go see Bob Seger. I go, great. So, dude, we go to the Garden, the old Boston Garden, and a couple of his other buddies show up. They were going to like Northeastern or something. So we meet these dudes. Next thing you know, we're passing a bottle of Bacardi around, as one does before a Bob Seger show. And as one would do back in my age, in my heyday, Tony, I took it way too far. You know what I mean? I would take things way too, I was all about the excess back then. So to answer your question, I have not had Bacardi since the night I saw Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band at the Boston Garden. Great show, by the way. That was a good show.
I bet, dude. Bacardi, I haven't had Bacardi in a long time either, but Bacardi and Coke was like the big drink for me coming out of college. I think Bacardi and Coke, rum and Coke, basically, but it's just a sugar. For me, it was a sugar bomb. But like, if I'm gonna have rum, I want like a spiced rum in like some fruit juice or something. Take me to the islands, Paulie. So
yeah, that's okay. You know what? Now you're talking. I could do like a rum drink like that, but not like a Coke and Bacardi. And by the way, this is just for your head, Tony. I know you're going to appreciate this. The Bob Seger show at the Boston Garden, the opening band, the Fabulous Thunderbirds, bro, in their heyday. I've been watching you for days now, baby. I just love your sexy ways now, baby. What was the name of that? Oh, Tough Enough. Ain't that tough enough? Yeah.
Paulie, put your lovin' in my box now, baby.
Listen, whatever it takes to achieve that love. Anyway, I want to say, for real, you guys, Pib 4, Dub City, Gravy, Bake That Dough, LLC, Aaron Cask, Pib 4, Aspiring Botanist, good to see you too. I just appreciate you guys. I want you to know that. Tony and I both, because we asked you to roll with the punches today, and you did, and you showed up, and I'm thank you. That's all I can say.
Paulie, also, I just want to shout out to the people watching on IG Live and Instagram. I just went over there, did a quick glance, and I saw OG Trini, which is Dan Ogden, Tom Tolbert's producer. And I want to promote the fact that Tom is in Germany, but he's doing videos from Germany. So
why is he in Germany? What's he doing in Germany?
He's traveling. He wants to go to Germany, so he wanted to go to Germany. So he's in Germany, but he's doing little quick videos from Germany. So if you wanted some quick entertainment from Tolbert, go to his social media page and or go to Bay Area Sports Collective on YouTube, and his videos are up there as well.
I gotta be honest, I don't know if they grow him as tall as Tom Tolbert over in Germany. Tom Tolbert is a mountain of a man. If you've never been like in his proximity, he's so freaking big, and it's not just that he's tall; he's like a grizzly bear. Tom Tolbert, but he's such a gentle giant. And shout out to speaking of Germany, a country I've never been to. Shout out to the Lou Reed album. Berlin. Okay. Ooh. Berlin. I'd like to go to Berlin. I hear it's a pretty cool city for real.
Oh, me too. I would love to go to Germany. Seriously. My last name is the Rhine River. I would love to go back over there. So one of these days.
Grateful Dead album called Live at the Rhine. Are you aware of that?
No.
Yeah. It came out in the early. It's just a release of one of their shows they did on the Europe 72 tour, and it's called Live from the Rhine. Yeah.
Oh, dude, fine. Next July, Paulie, get that for me. Send me the download code or something, dude. Like, I would love to hear that, man. And Paulie, I think we've gone long enough without talking about your Giants or your Niners. What do you want to go with first, dude?
I'm going to tell you the answer. The answer is neither, and I'll tell you why. Because nobody's going nowhere before we talk Longbridge Pizza. You understand what I'm saying? Time to give some love to Longbridge, baby. Now I got the T-Birds in my head. I just love that sourdough crust now, baby. Put your tomatoes in my jaw now, baby. All right. So, and by the way, last note on the Fabulous Thunderbirds before I forget, and we'll probably never discuss them again. Are you aware of the fact that the kid, well, not a kid anymore, but the guy who sings lead vocals for the Fabulous Thunderbirds, that's Stevie Ray Vaughan's brother?
That's right.
Yeah, Jimmy Vaughn. Yeah, Jimmy Vaughn. Yeah,
that's dude. And I love, and he's like kind of a shorter dude, right? And like with the stash and
he's got a whole thing, the beret, dude. He's rocking the beret. yeah. He's in a suit. He's dancing around. I had no problem with the T-Birds, none.
No, God no. But that song, I remember, didn't we do? Oh, we did do it.
Ain't that huffing up? Yeah, we did. Dude, we did several tracks for Aubrey Huff. We really did.
Yeah, we did. Just something about the thong too. Wasn't that the thong? Didn't you do
for Palm first pitch out made? Yeah.
That's right.
Pom. Yeah, that was a thong song. All right, it's a lot. Yeah. Anyway, Tony, Longbridge Pizza. Let's talk about him. The legendary spot down in Dog Patch. A legendary guy, Neil Donardi. He, truly one of the great patron saints of pizza, walking the streets today. And I know a lot of you have been down there, but for those of you who have not, I encourage you to do it. Don't go tonight. They're closed on Monday, but tomorrow you get yourself down to Longbridge Pizza, and there's a Valkyries game tomorrow, right, at Chase? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're hosting the Mercuries, I think, at Chase Center, 7 p.m. So if you're going to go to the game, go to Chase, go to the Longbridge before the game, get a nice cold beer and get some good pie before you go see the Valkyries.
Perfect plan. Now, I know a lot of the PMP community, the PMP Familia, shout out Noemi Catalina. She calls it the Familia, and I like that. A lot of the Familia will be hitting Longbridge before the Giants game next Tuesday when we all go out for the PMP night at the Yard. And update on that within the Longbridge spot, Don Peralta checking in, he's like beyond art director at this point. He does so much for the show behind the scenes. He passed a note to me today. He said, I think we have 6 tickets left. So there are a couple of seats left. Jump on them now if you do want to come, because we're going to have a great time. I look forward to it very much. In the meantime, sorry, T, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and I want to just give love to them. I heard that the Pizza Fest was a smashing success, and I wanted to share a photo real quick, Paul, if you wouldn't mind.
No, I don't mind.
I know that Neil was one of the sponsors. Longbridge Pizza was one of the sponsors for the Pizza Fest, Pizza and Bagel Fest, I should say, in North Beach over the weekend. Nikki DiFrancesco was the winner of a pair of tickets to this thing, and I heard it was a blast. Don Peralta was sending me pictures, and I wanted to share this picture too, because this is Neil basically with Don Peralta and our winner Nikki DiFrancesco, and then Nick's buddy. What did Neil said his name was? I
don't know, but I like the looks of him. He looks like a heavier Shannon Kaler to me. You know what I mean? Do you see it? He's like Shannon with like 30 extra pounds on him.
That's a great call, but it's
Yeah.
supposedly Neil said the dude was hilarious and shit. Look at dude, give love to Neil's Grateful Dead Hawaiian shirt. I don't even know what you want to call it, but the button down Grateful Dead Giants shirt. Much love. And of course, Dom rocking the PMP shirt. Thank you, Dom, for repping. But I wanted to share that on the show to give some love to the Pizza Fest. Because Longbridge, man, next year, maybe we should plan months ahead to make that like an official PMP event where we just rally around Longbridge Pizza and get to the fest all day long.
Listen to me. I got to get to the fest myself. Something happened on Monday. In fact, you remember the Brady Bunch back in the 70s? We'd all watch the Brady Bunch. And Greg Brady taught me to say this anytime something crazy would happen and it kind of screws up your plans. You just got to drop something suddenly came up. So let me just drop this on you. Something suddenly came up on Saturday that prevented me from attending the fest. I was actually really disappointed that I couldn't get down there, but I promise I'll make it next year. So yeah, I do look forward to that. And Neil, I have shirt envy. Let me just tell you that, buddy. I'm experiencing what I would consider to be shirt envy. And don't suffer from pizza envy. Get down to Longbridge. You'll see what we're talking about. This guy's making pizzas. He's an artisan, man. He's a pizza artist, and all the flavors, all the specialty sandwiches on Wednesdays, and again the private parties, they can accommodate them, or the private groups rather, in the back. The Nico pizza is great. The Polymac pizza is great. Or get in there and invent one of your own. Now, what's this, T? What is that? What is that?
Paulie, this is the Jerry pie. So sun gold cherry tomatoes. So watch this video. Here we go. Look at this video. This is the sun gold. Look at those tomatoes, man. And then they put them and they drizzle it with pesto on top. This is the Jerry pie. It's one of their seasonal pies, the Jerry pie. Okay, so go in there and ask for the Jerry pie. It's got the sun gold cherry tomatoes and fresh pesto on there too. I
like that the Jerry pie for Jerry Garcia has some psychedelic imagery too. There's like stuff blowing up and melting and everything at the beginning. I like that, Neil. Well done, bro. You captured the essence of old Garcia very, very well. But that's the thing. The vibe is so good down there. That's why I call it the Vibe Tribe. And you will immediately become anointed into the Vibe Tribe when you get down there. Enjoy the Series Pizza, Tony. 2347 3rd Street. Thank you so much, Neil, for all you do. We freaking love you, man. And again, I'm sorry I missed you at Pizza Fest, man. Something suddenly came up, as Greg Brady would say.
Oh, dude, it's all good, man. I'm due to get into Longbridge, so I might be thinking about getting in there this Wednesday, Paulie, so we can talk. But I'm due for a Longbridge hit because I need some of that food. It's been a long time. So thank you, Neil, as well. And what's up, Andrew? Tahoe Andrew is the other half of the partnership of Longbridge Pizza. And I feel like we're going to do some stuff with Longbridge during the fall once Niner season gets going. So, Paulie, how's that segue into Niners, into Jake Moody, into we never doubted Moody ever, did we?
Hold on, dude. I'm sorry. You know, comedy comes first on this show. If you want X's and O's and who we should trade for, and this guy sucks and fire the manager, there's plenty of other shows that are giving you that kind of service. This show, everything stops in the name of a good laugh, and John Joseph just stopped me dead in my tracks. So hold on to that Moody thought. I have a lot to say. John Joseph just dropped this. Bobby and his tiki idol curse. Let me see if I can run through this real quick. Now, I'm not prepared, but this is what I remember with the tiki curse. They're in Hawaii. Bobby finds his tiki, hangs it around his neck, and all sorts of bad things start happening to the Brady family. Like, I think it was Peter. I didn't think we were going to get into this. Doesn't Peter wake up in the middle of the night with a tarantula on his chest?
Yes, dude. Yes, I've seen that episode, and I think it's a two-parter.
Well, it's got to be. I think bring Vincent Price into it at some point too, or was that the Grand Canyon? I don't remember. No, Vincent Price was in Hawaii, right, living in a cave or something like that. Do you remember what I'm talking about, Vincent?
Yeah, of course, dude. I think that Hawaii episode was a two-parter, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it's got to be. Sometimes you need that. And Tony, so the tarantula on Peter, and I know Greg Brady got hit on the head with a surfboard when he wiped out. And I don't remember what happened to Bobby. Escobar III. The music in that episode was awesome. You guys are all over it, dude. The tiki. We had to abandon the tiki or give it back to Vincent Price at some point. But nice reference there, John. You made me laugh, brother. Okay,
dude, Paulie, there's a whole. Sorry, man. I just did a deep dive, dude. There's a whole IMDb page dedicated to the Tiki Caves episode.
I was right about the caves. Now, why is Vincent Price living in a cave is anybody's guess. I can't explain it.
Oh, God, your guess is as good as mine, Paulie. But God, sorry, I don't want to derail the show too much, but this is what we do here on the show. So stand by, man. We're going to 1972.
Sure.
Look at Price and the Brady.
Oh, Tony, this is why you're the best at what you do. No, they're tied up now. See, he's got them all tied up. I don't know. Why did he tie them up? I don't even remember this. Why the kids tied up?
I can't remember either, dude, but it's just amazing, man. It's incredible.
And Vincent Price is in the middle of dropping some crazy science right there. He's like, let me tell you guys what's going to happen right here. Let me tie you up. Then he's got Greg with the white belt. Everything I'm looking at is just.
And there's, dude, come on, Carol and Mike.
Dude, Big Mike handling his business. You know what I mean? In the jungle. Yeah.
I'm gonna just indulge me for a second because there's a bunch of photos.
Now we got concerned. Greg's like, we got to get out of here. We got to break free. Yeah. And by the way, those strings look a little flimsy. What's this? Yeah.
Dude, yeah. They're not. Dude.
Yeah, no, it couldn't be going any better, dude. You are, and Carol's dress very psychedelic, very 1972. Yeah. No, there it is. The meeting of the minds. You're not gonna see. You don't roll up on Mike Brady, bro. He'll put Vincent Price in his place. You know, keep it coming.
That's an ad. That's an ad. Okay, yeah. It's just they're very. They're having a very deep conversation.
No, look at him. He looks like he's dosed right there. Shout out to the magic mushrooms at the caves of Vincent Price. He does. He looks a little psychedelic to me right there.
This is incredible. I did not. There we go. He's happy. They're back together now. They're back together, Paulie. They got out of the ropes.
That was one of the. Now let's have a little luau. Now everybody's safe and sound. Let's bring out the belly dancers. Don't they have the fire dancers come out and stuff? I think at the end, a big throwdown. Yeah, look at the girls. Sure.
I mean,
Greg, come on, man. Yeah.
And look at Bobby, dude. Look at Bobby.
I can't take my eyes off of Greg, dude. I'm too busy looking at Greg to look at Bobby. I can't get enough. Yeah, keep it coming. You got anything? Yeah, sure.
Dude, Alice had a pretty good gig, man. Just hanging with the Bradys,
She had her own room.
To bring it back to the Beasties, he's like Sam the Butcher bringing Alice the meat.
What song is that? That's a great line right there.
Fred Flintstone driving around with bald feet. I forget
what track is that?
I forget, man. They all go together. But I mean, we could go down. Sorry. Thank you for indulging me. That was fun. That was really fun.
That was fun for all of us. That was fun for all of us, Tony. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Anyway,
that was all John Joseph, man. Thank you, John Joseph. He started the Tiki. When you mentioned Tiki Brady Bunch, it's. I'm gonna go down that path. So
yeah, and because as soon as he said that, the first thing I thought of was the tarantula. I'm like, I think there was a tarantula on freaking Peter's chest as a result of the Tiki, and then Greg with the surfboard. Anyway, okay. So Tony. It's hard to get rolling on a 420 show. Go ahead. What do you got, man?
Shake Your Rump is the Beasties track. Shake Your Rump. It's like Sam the Butcher bringing Alice the meat, like Fred Flintstone driving around with bald feet.
How did you dig that up all of a sudden? Was that on the comments line?
No. I just remembered that line because we were looking at Alice, and remember her boyfriend was Sam, and he used to bring the meat. He used to bring the meat, the freshly wrapped meat from the butcher. I mean, from the supermarket. And
I think that's a double entendre, though. You know what I mean? There's a variety of ways you can read into that. Yes, he's bringing the pork chops and the steaks, but he's also, he's bringing the Sam meat as well. You know what I mean? Because, dude, once Sam breaks the plane and goes into that back room with Alice, dude, all bets are off. Who knows what's going on back there? Who knows? And that's a couple of heavyweights getting at it now. Alice and Sam. There's lamps must be getting broken. Like their lovemaking, I see as being very physical. Very, very physical. You know what I mean?
You brought this up, but you made this thought come into my head. Does Alice's blue and white get up stay on? Or is it like a tearaway that comes off?
Well, I mean, listen, wow. Oh boy. I could say so many things. I'm trying to keep it like somewhat respectable on the show. I could drive this thing right into the Andrew Dice Clay territory easily right now, but I'm going to show a little restraint. We got kids watching, I think. Yeah. Rags, you know what I'm talking about. Cause oh boy. I want to give you my X-rated stuff, but I'm going to hold back. I really do. It's a good question. Let's just keep that food for thought. Does the apron stay on? Does the apron Here, let me ask you this. Get a laugh track ready. Hey, you pick. I don't care which one it is. Does Sam take the apron off Alice? And oh boy, I better not. No, never mind. I'm gonna shout that. I better not. I'm gonna hold back.
Probably we're also like about public service announcements on this show too. And I saw somebody, it was Humdinger 87 says, everybody remember to wrap your meat like Sam does. So that's all. Wrap your meat. Some might say glove your love. That's all. So we can move on. Paulie, how about those Niners, huh?
Sparring partner Sam is a yachtsman. Is that for real? Was he?
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on today. A yachtsman. I hope so. Botanist, I don't remember that, but I hope he was a yachtsman. I really do. He deserves to be a yachtsman. Although, how does a butcher make enough money to roll with a yacht? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Dude, by the way, Patty from Napa, tighten up, boys. Tighten up. Thank you, Patty.
You guys are completely off the rails. That's what happens when you get a 420 show, man. You got to expect things to get a little loose. All right.
I gotta be honest, Polly, having such a heavy morning that I had, I needed Sam the Butcher. I needed Vincent Price. I needed the Tiki episode. I needed it all, man. So thank you, everybody. It's like therapy for me. So thank you very, very much.
All right, Rags, let me just one final comment in response to my buddy Rags in New Jersey. Rags goes, Alice is back there working the fire starter. Very possibly, but I'm also suggesting, Rags, that maybe Sam came in with his own kind of techniques. One of them called like the meat grinder, you know what I'm saying? The meat slicer, the gabagool, you know, who knows? Who knows back there, dude? Yeah. Tonight we're going to do the meat grinder, Alice, you know what I mean? All right. Anyway, Tony, you were saying something about Jake Moody. Take me back to the Niners just for a second here.
To be honest with you, Pine Needle, I love seeing you on the chat because he sent in pictures that I want to share at some point, Paulie, of his son as one of the NFL cameramen for the Niner Raider game this past weekend. So that's very cool. And he actually has he has a picture that he took a picture of his son who's filming Vern Glenn interviewing Brock Purdy, I believe. And Vern Glenn is doing the hoisting himself up, shall we say.
Well, you're saying it. Okay. Yeah. All right. I know we're going to go public with that. Yeah, no, he's got the box. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Vern would be the first person to just be like, yeah, I got to do it because I want to look at these guys and I had more eye to eye. I freaking love Vern. One of the nicest, kindest, greatest people I've ever met in the industry, hands down. And always smiling, always in a great mood. So I think he'd be the first to be like, yeah, dude, I roll with my box.
You know, he was like a protege of Gary Radnich, famously for many, many years at Cron 4. And do you remember Gary's nickname for Vern Glenn?
Ooh. I don't.
Mr. Involvement.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, let's go out to Mr. Involvement. He'd have not a candlestick or something like that. Let me tell you a strange, and I'm still trying to get to Jake Moody. We'll go back in 5 seconds. Let me tell you my strange but true story of Vern Glenn, my brush with Vern Glenn greatness. True story. Years ago when I lived in the city, I lived in Arguello, and I used to walk over to Rossi Park, and I used to swim in their pool just for a workout. So one day, I'm swimming in the pool. I'm doing my laps back and forth, but great exercise, by the way. I recommend swimming to everybody. So good. Works every body. No shock to the joints. Can't recommend it enough. You know what the reason? Well, anyway, I'm in the pool, and all of a sudden, I get out of the pool, and I'm like toweling off, and I look to my right. I got Vern Glenn standing there, fully dressed. Vern Glenn. I go, yo, what's up? And I don't know him that well, but I mean, I think we know who we are in terms of each other. So I go, hey, Vern, Paulie Mack, KMBR, how you doing? And he goes, oh, yeah. He's like, my son's in the pool right now. And I think his son was like a hot shot swimmer. For real. Like he was like a star swimmer, I think, in his high school and stuff. So anyway, when I was talking about a strange place to see Vern Glenn, I'm toweling off at the pool. There he is. I got Vern standing right there.
Yeah, it probably gave you a hug or a handshake and a big smile. Seriously, right? Like the guy's always in a good mood every time I see him. So shout out Vern Glenn, and also I think it was Dub City said shout out Cron, Paulie. I thought that was an interesting comment. Shout out Cron.
Who said that?
Dub City said that on the chat.
Let me tell you something about Cron. Let me just drop a couple of nuggets of science on Cron real quick. Now, I'm not embellishing this. I used to watch Gary do Sports Final on Sunday nights religiously. That would be the way I would end my weekend. I was like, I'm not going anywhere until I see who Gary's got on Sports Final, because he would have like Ken Norton Jr. in there. You remember when Ken Norton Jr. would sit down with Gary Radnich and he would go, come on, Radnich. Do you remember the way he did it? Radnich? Kenny Norton. Where is Kenny Norton today? Is he still coaching in the NFL? Linebacker coach somewhere?
He was in Seattle, wasn't he?
He might still be. Help us out on the comments line if you guys know. I always liked Kenny Norton Jr. He was a great 49er.
Me too, man. I love same, Paulie, just great Niner and also just a great dude and a great football mind. So yeah, I kind of root for him wherever he goes too. But let me share this because I said I would. This is Pine Needle's son, dude. So he sent these photos in. That's his son as the cameraman, which is pretty cool, right? And he's got Kyle Juszczyk right there. And then, by the way, was that a Reno Ace? What is that? I'm looking at that minor league hat his son's wearing. That's badass. And then he is, see, there he is in the corner, and he's interviewing Kittle right there. He's filming Kittle. And then here's there he is. There he is getting Vern.
He's got the stool. Yeah, sure.
Look at Vern, just a professional at all times. Love it. So
Yeah.
well, thank you for sending those in, Pine. And hey, again, pollyspot@gmail.com. If you want to send us in some stuff, we'll share it on the show. So thanks, Pine. And that's awesome that your son's a cameraman for the NFL. And I think Pine said in the chat WNBA, NHL, Reno Aces. So that's cool stuff. So the game, I didn't see much of the game. I was in Bend, Oregon. I didn't see much of the game, but I did hear about Jake Moody, Paulie, and I know that we've always been huge Moody fans on the show, so we're just happy to see him just kind of coming through like we thought he would.
Well, I got to tell you, I don't know if that's sarcasm or not, because you've been breaking Moody's balls for years. I got to be honest with you. I was way less uptight about Moody than you were. I'm just being totally honest and upfront with everybody.
100%. I don't have confidence when I see Moody trotting out on the field.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's just be totally reasonable about that. First of all, it's a tough gig in the NFL. There's no other gig like being a kicker, a field goal kicker in the NFL, because you're literally standing out there by yourself. A lot of times the game hinges entirely on your shoulders, and you're paid to boot it 40, 50 yards to make kicks. Not an easy gig, bro. Once like psychology gets into it, once it gets inside your head, everything can spiral out of control. And I think that a lot like pitchers. Like, we talked about like pitchers sometimes overthinking. Was Barry Zito overthinking things when he first came to San Francisco and struggled mightily? He said as much. He was like, my brain was just swimming with all this stuff, trying to live up to that. And then finally, when he let go and said, I'm just done with all that, and just started doing his thing, he got back to being Barry Zito. So I think Jake Moody certainly has a talent. And let me give you some numbers, Tony, since you didn't see the game. Moody hit 4 or 5 field goals on Saturday. The Niners flat out would not have won the game without Jake Moody. So check it out. Niners are trailing by 3 with less than a minute to go. They get into field goal range. Moody hits a 44-yarder with 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. That was to tie the game. Then they get the ball back and they get the possession again. They asked Jake Moody, ready for this, Tony? Hey, dude, go kick us a 59-yarder to win the game. And he did. He kicked a 59-yarder as clock was expiring. He hit it at the buzzer. The team, and that's what I take away from this game, is the reaction his teammates had after he hit that kick. Like Kittle, like Trent Williams, they were all over this guy. And that means a lot to me. That tells me, all right, they like Moody. They want him to succeed. And that was a preseason game, but they reacted like it was a regular season game. It was pretty cool.
I agree with everything you're saying, Paulie, except the fact that that's what Jake Moody's paid to do is make field goals. Wow. And do you know how when Steph Curry goes to the line, it's like his whole procedure is like mechanical. He doesn't even look. He's like in a zone. He enters this zone that you cannot mess with him. And it's robotic almost. And it's like, it's almost down to the second, where I guarantee you, if you timed all of Curry's free throws, they're probably right around the same amount of time, because he just does he has a routine. Ray Wershing had a routine. Mike Cofer, and of course, everybody's going to miss field goals. I just the look on the face of Moody sometimes, it just didn't feel like there was. I want to change this.
I never thought I'd say this to you, Tony, but hold your horses, okay? Hold your freaking horses over there. Throw an old-fashioned term at you, because there's a few things going on here. Hey, what's up, Low Steve? Good to see you, man. Merkovich, how you doing, brother? Tony, do me a favor. Hold your horses, because we got a couple different things. One, I want to react to what you were saying, but maybe, perhaps more importantly, issue number 2, it looks like, and I've never seen this happen before, so I want to make sure everything's like cool, but I'm looking at the comments line, and it looks like people are trying to post as supers, but they're not coming up as supers. Have you noticed that?
Really?
I saw Escobar the third post something with the dollar amount, but it was not color lit. It wasn't color coded today. And I just saw a second one. It might have been Botanist. I don't, forgive me, they roll by. I only get to see them for a second. But yeah, I've seen a couple of people with dollar amounts next to their name. And generally, so you guys know what we see, we get like your comment will be colored like blue or green, and we'll like, oh, okay, there's a super. They're not coming up like that today, T. So I just want to make sure that everything's cool, or are you seeing that is my question?
They pop up as a different color, and then I get the blast that's saying that you have a super. I haven't gotten that yet. So
see, here's Dom right there. Look at Dom Peralta, $2 from Dom, testing, but it's not a super. You see that?
Yeah, that's really bizarre.
Maybe it might be a StreamYard issue again.
It's definitely got to be a StreamYard issue. I will look and see if I can dig these up.
Yeah, Patty from Napa too. Patty says she posted a super a while ago. Yeah, sorry guys, we're not seeing them today. I would say hold off on those for now because we don't want your supers to get wasted. But for whatever reason, we are not getting them as actual supers today. Really weird. Dom's going to look into it too. Thank you, Dom. Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to cheat you guys out of like your super postings because we always put those up. But
wow, trip. That's a trip. I'm looking back at. Wait a second. Oh, okay, so the comments go back.
I'm telling you right now, StreamYard has got issues, brother. Like we do the show on this service called the StreamYard platform, and a lot of times they're great, but then we have had issues, and this is like the latest one. I've never seen it. Shout out to the Who, Ray Goodman. They're all wasted, totally. So
man, this is wild. I apologize to everybody, but usually I get a different colored comment, and boom, that'll pop up, and we'll go. So
yeah,
we'll get out of comments for a second, let it refresh, and I'll go back in. But
okay, and I just ask you guys to hold off for 1 sec because I don't want to cheat you guys out of your StreamYard, or excuse me, out of your super comments. So back to your Moody stuff, Tony. Couple of comments. First of all, Lily Merchant, okay, one of my favorites. She's a gangster. We all know this. You said this is what you said, Tony. Your words were, "I like your professorial look right there. Look with the hand on the face. You're doing right."
Well, I'm dying to know what you're going to say because the Moody has one job. He has one job.
Okay. Listen to me very carefully. So Lily Merchant goes, you know what? Nick Bosa has one job too. Sack the quarterback. That ain't going too well either. Lily. Oh, wow. You're going to rush to the defense of Nick Bosa with the declining numbers. Go ahead. I want to hear this.
Say his most important job is to sack the quarterback, but he also has to play the run. He also can't over pursue. He also has to take on double teams.
Look at the kid gloves now. Look at the kid gloves with Bosa. Go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I'm just saying he has multiple tasks to try to achieve on every play. Jake Moody literally has one thing to do, which is kick the ball through the uprights, and that's all he should do all day. And like Ray Wershing did, he never looked up. He just grabbed Montana's shoulder, and he didn't look up until literally after he kicked the ball. Like
I gotta be. Let me again. This is going to take over the show now because this is getting spirited. First of all, Noemi chiming in. Nah, Nick has sucked since his payday. I'm kind of with you. Here comes Lily Merchant again. Excuses. Dub City. I'm with Tony. Pip Ford, don't give us a super right now. Sorry, brother, they're not working, and I don't want your money to go out into the a black hole somewhere. Tony, I want to go back because I take exception to something you said about Steph Curry too, and I want to talk to you about your kind of positioning there and tell you why I don't think it's like applicable. Steph Curry going to the free throw line, yes, it's automatic. Yes, he's one of the greatest free throw shooters of all time. Here's the difference. It's the same place and the same distance. He could do it literally with his eyes closed. You're asking Moody to kick from 40, from 59, from 30. It's a different look every time he trots out there. Now, the mechanics of the kick, like Ray Wershing with the head down, Patton Montana, that's one thing. But you can't expect it to be exactly the same every time because it's happening from different places all over the field. You feel me?
That's fair. That's a fair point. I still think that Curry, that's one of Curry's jobs. This is literally a place kicker. It's not even back in the day when place kickers used to punt and place kick. It's just place kicking now. And some teams even have like a field goal kicker and then a kickoff kicker. And it's like, dude, you have one job to do, and you're getting paid handsomely to do it. And might I say that the 65,000 that are in whatever stadium, they're not right on top of you the way they are in an NBA game. So
wow, this is getting crazy. All right, listen to me, T. Hold on. I feel it, but before this goes by, Escobar the third. Don't forget, Moody went 21 of 25 in his rookie year. He went 24 of 34 last year. Now, again, I want to say, this is a question for you, Tony. Are you like kind of blaming Moody for the season the Niners had? Because he's like you've been beating on him for a long time. He's become like the punching bag for the 24 season. And do you kind of point a finger at him and say it's because of Moody that the Niners did not succeed last year? Is that kind of what you're saying?
I'm not saying that because it's a team sport and there's many other reasons why they stunk. But Paulie, 24 of 34 is unacceptable, dude. That's just unacceptable as a field goal kicker and getting paid handsomely as a field goal kicker, might I add. I want, as a 49er fan, and I just want to, when I see the kicker go out and the game on the line, or even just to try and get a lead in a game, I want to feel good. I don't feel good when I see Moody going out to the field. I don't. I'm sorry.
I don't know if I feel good anytime a kicker comes running. First of all, you know who hated kickers? Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh thought that a field goal was a complete failure. Like
look at dude, Mark Gravy Graves, score touchdowns and you won't have to rely on Moody. That's
the Bill Walsh thing right there. That's the bit. Who said that? Gravy? Yeah, there it is. I see you, Gravy. Me and you, buddy. Me and you. Yeah, Bill Walsh was like, he was open about that. He was like, anytime we got to kick a field goal, that's a failed offensive possession. He wants 7. We all want 7. But I'm using your logic now. And this is an interesting, I didn't expect the show to go this way. I actually got a whole bunch of Giant stuff too, but we're going to have to put that in the back burner. When was you said, I don't feel good when Moody comes trotting out. Okay. When was the last time you felt good when a Niner kicker would trot out onto the field? Like, when was the last time?
I felt good with Robbie Gold. I felt good with Mike freaking Kofer. You know, I felt good with Jeff
Wilkins in '96. He was awesome, by the way. He was, and then they let him go. I couldn't believe it. They hadn't sent him to the Rams. Jeff Wilkins was a stud. Go look at his numbers.
Ever since post Kofer, the Niner attitude was, we can just keep recycling kickers. We can keep recycling kickers. I'm like, no, dude. Like, that's an important like role when you know, in those moments you. Right. And
it determines wins and losses a lot of the time in the NFL. You have to make field goals. You have to.
And you can't keep recycling, changing kickers, and just the continuity is a thing. I also loved that Washington, Montana, just, you know, they were Montana was the holder, and but then again, quarterbacks don't do that anymore.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say, when was the last time you saw your guy Pat Mahomes hold a snap for an extra point? I've never seen it. You know what I mean?
That'd be incredible, dude. That would be incredible.
I don't do that, dog. I don't hold snaps, dog. I'm too busy throwing touchdowns, dog. By the way, did you watch the first installment of The Kingdom? That was on last week. The Kingdom, Tony.
No, but I'm going to, because yes, I want to be informed. I want to see what, you know, I want to see
turn the cameras off, dog. Turn those cameras off, dog. I don't need any more Mahomes than I already have to stomach as it is. I'm not going anywhere near the freaking Kingdom. You could watch it and bring it to the show if you like. It'd be good for the show. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
Funny. You know, it'd be funny is if I forced you to watch one episode of what was Rogers' show called? Enigma, and one episode of The Kingdom back to back, and we put a camera in front of us and watch your reaction or our reaction.
Just make a show about a guy I like. Make a show about Steve Young. I'll watch it. You know what I mean? Give me a show about Guy McIntyre. I'll watch that too. Miguel Salas. This has really split the audience in half. Miguel Salas. I can't stand Moody. So you're not alone. And by the way, shout out Michael Norris. I always have to ask the obvious question whenever we got like a name that also jibes with a famous name. Michael Norris, did you ever, you're not ready for this one. Did you have a relative that played for the Minnesota North Stars in the early 80s? There was a Mike Norris on the Minnesota North Stars who moved to Dallas, by the way. They're the Dallas Stars now. Anyway, just throwing that out there. Let me know. Yeah.
Do you have a relative that played for the Oakland A's? The Mike Norris that played for the Oakland A's?
That's a more obvious one. Thank you, Creative Tony. Appreciate that.
Also, he brings up the point, I felt confident with David Akers when he came out to the field. And he brings up David Akers holds the most points in a season by a Niner. Great point. Thank you, Michael Norris. I want to feel better when I see. And by the way, the Greg Joseph Moody competition in the preseason, Joseph had made more field goals than Moody, and they just said, hey, Greg Joseph, peace out. I don't know if they just brought him in just to give Moody some type of competition to make Moody, I don't know, work harder or focus more or show him that the job isn't guaranteed. But it seems like it kind of was. They just brought Greg Joseph in as kind of like I don't know. They might have used Greg Joseph. Paulie.
Greg Joseph, any relation to John Joseph, PMP Zone? I got to ask the question once again. I already got clarification. There's no relation to the lead singer of the Cro-Mags, another John Joseph, but maybe this Joseph is related. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, Escobar the third with some stats for you, Tony, to consider. Kofer's kicking percentage with the Niners was 67%. I hated him. That's why I was actually surprised you brought up Kofer. Do you remember the nickname we used to have for Kofer? The Niner fans, what we used to call him?
Choker, Mike Choker?
No, better, dude, better. Ofer Kofer.
Bro. Oh, yeah.
Great nickname. So I don't know why you mentioned Kofer as like the gold standard. I would say Ray Warshing was like the gold standard of the Niners of kickers. That's how I feel.
Do you know what too? I'm guessing, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, Escobar, but the 67%, I love that you even found that. But I'm wondering if he didn't have to kick as many field goals because the offense was better back then. You know what I'm saying? Instead of
I don't know, but I think that's a good question, but I think a better or bigger question is not how often that he's asked to make the kicks, but when you're asked to make the kicks, just make them. You know what I mean? Like we might not need you 4 times a day, but if we need you twice a day, I expect you to make those kicks.
Agreed. It's just you have one job to do, and losing that Cleveland game last year, it's hard for me to swallow that game. You know, and by the way, Paul,
me too. I'm not defending the guy. I am just saying though, I think that he's better than last year indicated, and I'm not like up in arms that he's coming back. And again, I think that if you look at what happened Saturday, I know it's preseason, but you got to start something. I think that was a good sign. The fact that he hit a 59-yarder with the clock. And by the way, that's the longest kick of his entire career.
It's not right. It's not a bad sign. It's not. It's really not. But it also, I think, what kind of sticks in people's craw and mine as well is that he was drafted in the 3rd round. So I don't know, when you have a 3rd round pick on a kicker, you're expecting this dude to be just lights out, you know. And then he was I think 21 of 25 his first year and 24 of 34 his second year.
Correct.
So 24 of, I'll say it again, 24 of 34 is unacceptable.
Do you remember the cut from John Lynch? We used to play on the Murph and Mac show after we drafted Moody. He came on the show and we were like, wow, you spent that draft pick on a kicker. What's up with that? And John Lynch goes, well, guys, he has a huge leg. Do you remember that? We used to play, cut that, and he used to play. He has a huge leg. But you're right. That is going to upset a lot of people when you use a high draft pick like that on a kicker. And to your credit and point, when you expend that kind of draft pick on a kicker, you expect the guy to deliver. You do.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. So remember when they drafted Mitch Wishnowsky?
I do.
I'm trying to remember what round he was drafted in. Let me see if I can find it. Because I think they drafted him or 4th round. Yeah, he was a 4th rounder. So it's like, dude, drafting a punter in the 4th round, a field goal kicker in the 3rd round. It's kind of like I just did a fantasy football draft last night. And you know, the whole mindset is literally the last people you're going to take are kickers in the draft, because it's just, you wait till the end of the draft because you want to spend your money and your earlier draft picks on something more valuable than a field goal kicker.
Okay, let me hold on one second. Hold on. I got to use the air horn to restore some order here. Tony, I realized just now we got so carried away with this Moody thing. I looked up at the clock, dude. It's getting late, and we haven't even done the Stellar Design spot yet. We should have done that like 15 minutes ago. Why don't we talk about Stellar Design, if we could?
And my apologies. I'm off today as well, but usually I'm the one that's going to be saying, hey, Paulie, let's go. So thank you for that.
Well, it's a good sign, though. This is always a good sign when you have a topic or a conversation that's going like so intensely, you lose track of the time, and that's exactly what just happened. I looked up. I'm like, damn, we've been at this 48 minutes. We should have done this 20 minutes ago. But let's talk about Stellar Design. We have a new script today, Tony. I'm going to let you start this bad boy. Stellar Design is always introducing new products, and we got another one for you today.
Dude, Stellar Design, it's Don Peralta's badass San Francisco Bay Area based industrial design studio shaping the future of product innovation. And dude, we've talked about Baller Cam. We've talked about the leaf sweeper at gohopplantcare.com. And now we're talking about another new product launch. This one's called Nurava, and it's a wearable that is revolutionizing epileptic care through advanced detection and real-time alerts, which enable proactive prevention of epileptic episodes. Visit Nurava.com for more information about this groundbreaking medical product. And Nurava is spelled Neurava, Nurava.com, Paulie.
I got to tell you, I'm gonna get it back into the rest of the spot in a second, but this is a true story. Like, epileptic seizures are terrifying. If you don't know what's going on, or you don't know the person having the seizures and epileptic, Rags. What was that kid's name? We had a kid. I'm not kidding. There was a kid on the high school football team in New Jersey who had an epileptic seizure on the sideline during a game. What was that guy's name, Rags? Help me out. And nobody knew he had epilepsy. He never said anything. And all of a sudden we had a game and this kid went into a seizure on the side. That was a really, really scary thing. So I'm glad we are introducing some electronics. Let's talk more about this. So from breakthrough consumer electronics to life-saving medical devices, Stellar merges cutting-edge technology with stunning aesthetics so your product looks amazing, Tony, and works flawlessly.
Dude, also back to Stellar Design as a whole, they were founded in 2014. And that's why Dom speaks our language of starting this from the ground, starting our show from the ground up. He started Stellar Design from the ground up in 2014, and they guide ideas from concept to production through prototyping, testing, and launch, Paulie.
Yeah, and they have created, this another award-winning design with meaningful connections between people, product, and brand. So again, we've said this before, whether you're an individual with an idea, or maybe you're a startup like the Polymac Particle Show, a Creative Tony, or you're a Fortune 500 company already established and kicking ass out there, Stellar offers partnership to achieve out-of-this-world design. Please do visit Stellar.design and make design impact. And this is the guy who can do that for you, Dom Peralta. I mean, he hangs out like he's one of us. He's here every day. But when this guy goes into the lab and goes to work, I mean, you've seen his work. He's one of the greats, and we're very fortunate to have you, Dom, on our side. Thank you, brother. So it's Stellar.design. You can email Dom at Dominic@Stellar.design or text or call Dom anytime. Very easy guy to talk to, 650-796-3144. It's funny, we talk, and thank you, Dom. Thank you, Stellar Design. We talk a lot about next Tuesday, and it's kind of a Learn with Los night. If anybody has any questions for Los, it's going to be a very relaxed vibe. If you have any questions about loans or mortgage stuff that we've been talking about, talk to Los at the game. It'll be like a totally non-pressure, easy situation, very cordial, very social. Same goes for Dom. Like maybe you're home working on something, you're like, you know what, I would love to have Dom give me some effort and work on this. Talk to him. Dom's going to be at the game. I'm just saying, take advantage of next Tuesday for all the great kind of people that we have in the scene here. Because if they can help you out, go talk to them, and maybe they can.
Hey, Paulie, stand by.
Tony's top 3.
Okay.
Tony's top 3. Tony's top 3.
Okay, timeout, Rags. I think the name just came to me real quick. The guy who had the epileptic seizure, was it Bruce Merritt? Is that the guy's name? Bruce Merritt? Tell me if I'm right. I think that was his name, right? Bruce Merritt. Anyway, it was a scary thing to behold, seeing somebody having an epileptic seizure when you didn't know the kid had epilepsy in the first place.
Tony, real quick, before we get to top 3, my mom had a seizure in her 50s. I had seizures when I was a very, very young child. My daughter had a seizure when she was 14 months old. So the whole seizure thing, it hits close to home. So the fact that Dom, our guy Dom, is involved with a product that could help detect those. Now, granted, a couple of these were febrile seizures, related to high fever, but still, the seizure, like you said, Paulie, my daughter Olivia was in my arms and we were watching a Warrior playoff game and she started sneezing. So I'm all about this product, newrava.com. Seriously, Dom, great work you're doing, buddy. So thank you, brother.
By the way, we got somebody on the line right now just called Tony. Handle is YouTube user. Hello. Hi, YouTube user. Good to see you. Are you a bot or are you a real person? Who knows? Well, welcome. Tony.
Check it out. She says, this is a fun channel at Patty from Napa. Thank you for the invite.
No.
Right on, Patty. Great job.
Anyway, welcome, YouTube user. Michael Norris, you're dropping in some science here. Hey, guys, seizures are never good. We're not saying they are. No one's suggesting seizures are good. That's why Dom is out here introducing products that can help people with that condition. By the way, just real quick, before your top 3, Tony, just real quick, because we haven't even mentioned the Giants. They're getting after it tonight in San Diego. Robbie Ray with his tight pants will be on the hill. Did you see any Giant baseball over the weekend? Just real quick.
Hey, Paulie, you said for me to hold my horses earlier. Paulie, hold your horses. Okay. We're about to launch a top 3, Paul.
Well, I don't know if the Giants are part of it because I was going to talk Verlander, 3,500 strikeouts. That's pretty historical, 9th all time. Just throwing that out there.
Prepare to throw it out again, Paulie, in a few moments, okay? Right, number 1, talking about the Miners. Number 1 in TT3. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today on our 420 special episode on a Monday 420 episode. I love it. Paulie, the Niners got outbid by the Eagles to try and get a wide receiver, John Mechie III, past the Mechie on the left-hand side. John Mechie III. the Eagles outbid the Niners to get this kid. I mean, nothing special, but it goes to show you that the Niners are shopping. They're trying to get another wide receiver. Do you think the Niners need another wide receiver? Is question number one on Tony's top three. Do you think that they can rely on what they have, or do you think they should go get another wide receiver before opening day?
I would like to see him get another wide receiver, personally. Now, I don't think they have enough right now. Don't forget, you don't have Deebo Samuel anymore. You don't have Juwan Jennings right now. You don't have Brandon Ayuk. These are like the big name guys that we have who they've been paid buttloads of money to be out there and perform, especially Brandon Ayuk. He's not going to be able to do that right now. Juwan Jennings, God only knows what's going on there, when we're going to see him. So, yes, I do. And you know what's funny about this, or ironic about this, Tony? I do think also I don't know. I mean, by the way, Jeff Wilson scored the touchdown for the Niners over the weekend, so it was good to see him back. Oh, dude, and shout out to our buddy Raheem Mostert, who's now an Oakland Raider. He's now a Las Vegas Raider. Yeah. I'm just happy Mostert's still in the league. He was always a great guy to hang out with when he was a 49er, and he gave Kyle some monster games, dude. I was not thrilled when they let Mostert go, to be honest with you. But because of that, because of like their depth right now or lack thereof, I think they could use some more wide receiver help. And Tony, if they don't move the chains, and if we are struggling moving the ball up and down the field because of the receivers or the ground game, that means more Jake Moody. Think about that. Like, if they, no, I'm dead serious. This could be putting more on Jake Moody's plate if they don't have the weapons they used to have. You feel me?
Yes. First of all, can I just say on the show, Paulie, oh, baby, Ayuk, you got
what I need, because you say you're Purdy's friend. Yeah. That was a good one, dude. I think that was the last track we ever did for that place. Yep. Yeah, it was a good one. Yep. We went out with a bang. Yeah,
I know, man. So we can't play it on the show, a recorded version, but we can sing it a cappella any damn day you want.
Oh, baby, you got what I need. Shout out to the great late Biz Marquee. Told me nobody beats the Biz. I'll say it till I die. Nobody beats the damn Biz. And if you want to hear some real kick-ass Biz stuff, go to YouTube or Spotify, Apple Music. Bring up the track called Vapors, okay? I'm all about the vapors, dude. That's a great Biz Marquee track. Vapors.
Also, go back to the Beastie Boys and go the Biz versus the Nuge.
The Beastie Boys, they're coming home again. They're coming home. They're coming home. So, dude, the Biz versus the Nuge, bro. So that's a Ted Nugent song from the it's like when Ted was really big in the 70s. He had that album, Cat Scratch Fever. Yes. And there's I think it's an instrumental, and it's called Homeward Bound, and that's the guitar like bam 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 near 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 near, and then Biz just sang over that, and that's the only lyric. The Beastie Boys, they're coming home again. They're coming home. Whatever that means. Great. Rest in peace, Biz.
Oh, they're coming home.
I might put that on as soon as the show's over, bro. Loud too. The Biz versus the freaking Nuge. Great pull, T. Great pull, man.
Oh man. So yeah, the wide receiver the wide receiver room is struggling right now. So I saw some names like Adam Thielen might be an option, or Curtis Samuel in Buffalo. Even Kendrick Bourne coming back from New England back to the Niners. He's been with New England for a few years now. I think this is his fourth season with New England. And then also I saw Kruger earlier today talking about Romeo Doubs for Green Bay might be somebody that they might be looking into. Dude, if they got Doubs here,
I would love to have Doubs. I would love that. Just bring me somebody. Honestly, this is not even a joke. Just bring in somebody who doesn't have like drama swirling around him with their contracts, or I'm not having a hold. Like, enough of that crap, dude. Give me a wide receiver who wants to play football and nothing else. That's what I'm looking for.
There's also like Elijah Moore I saw also in Buffalo. The Buffalo wide receiver room is getting pretty crowded. So 8 days from now, they're going to be down to the 53-man roster. Every team has to make the cuts down to 53, and there's going to be some wide receivers available. So I'm wondering if the Niners just wait until those cuts are made. We'll see, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do, because right now, dude, it's not looking so hot.
I agree with you, dude. And again, that's why Jake Moody played such a big role Saturday. And if that's any indication, like, they might have a hard time moving the ball up and down the field. It might be tougher than recent years. Tony, I want to throw this out there too. The Niners have money to spend. Right. They if they need to spend money, they can. I'm just throwing that out there. They do have room under the cap, so it's not like their hands are tied.
Yeah, no, I hear you, dude. I hear you. And Pib Ford, I love it. Is Hall of Famer Rod Smith available? I loved Rod Smith for the Denver Broncos, man. Watch out for the Broncos this year, dude. I think they might make some noise. Paulie, number 2.
Okay,
Number
yes.
2 in TT3.
Yeah.
I found myself yesterday, Paulie, and my son Dom was asking me, Megan was asking me in the car. We're driving home from Bend, Oregon. My daughter Olivia, we're all talking. How far back are the Giants in the wild card? And I'm like, okay, and this is after we knew the Giants won yesterday, and Logan Webb
pitched his ass off. Great job by 62 yesterday. He delivered big time.
And dude, to quote my daughter Olivia yesterday, she goes, "Dad, if the Giants ever get rid of Logan Webb, I'm done being a Giants fan." And I was like, "That's why I love you."
That's why I love. Why it's the best time to be a fan is when you're a little kid, because you don't really know the business, you don't really know about contract disputes and all this. And but that's the hardest part. When players leave, they can't comprehend it. As little kids, they're so innocent. They think that this guy's going to be with us forever, and it's not like that. Like, and I've had a hard time when my kids were little. Guys would leave the Niners and stuff, and I'd have to be like, "Yeah, man, that's the business. That's what happens, and it's hard to explain." So I hear you. I feel where Olivia's coming from. I don't want Logan Webb to leave the Giants ever either. I want him to be a lifetime Giant.
But my question to you is, and by the way, Patrick Patton, I see you when he says you caught the vapors. So I did. He's giving us some Biz Marquee. Paulie,
I remember. He goes, I remember when she wasn't nothing like that. She caught the vapors. Anyway, me and you, dude, we go vapors all day on that one. Me and Patrick Patton. Sorry, T. Go ahead.
My question to you is: the Giants are 60 and 64. Okay, we did the math.
64. Go ahead, T.
There are 38 games remaining.
And shout out, if I'm not mistaken, shout out to Hacksaw Reynolds while I'm dropping a 64.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Paulie, I want to say to you, are you as twisted as me? My question number 2: are you as twisted as me, and are you paying attention to the wild card section of the standings and thinking that the Giants are still not out of the hunt?
I'm not really. I'm not that. I'm just going to be honest. I kind of let go of the wheel. I said last week I was done. When we lost that game 11-1 last week, that was kind of the final moment for me. I said, like, yes, I will watch the games, but I'm not going to be like expending any more like emotional capital on this team because they've been effing with me all year. Me personally, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I do feel like that. Like the first half went so well, and it was almost like, can they sustain this? And you were even talking like during the first few months of the season, they're playing so well. They were a game behind the Dodgers at one point, dude. One game, like 11, 12 games over 500. And I remember you saying, Tony, on the show, you were like, I worry about the bullpen. Are they going to have the longevity? They're being asked to carry a lot of weight here. And now here we are, 4 games. I'm not blaming the bullpen. I'm just saying a lot has changed. So, no, after the 11-1 loss last week, I kind of felt like this team, I got so pissed. I'm like, this team doesn't deserve to be in the postseason the way because it seemed very disconnected to the point where I started questioning, like, did these guys give a damn? Like, honestly, that's how bad it looked.
That's fair. Although, did you see how pumped they were yesterday in that victory? Like, I don't know. Who was it that scored? I forget. Was it Dom? Well, Dom Smith, by the way.
Dom Smith is off his ass, dude. I'm a Dom Smith head right now.
What an addition, man. What an addition. And by the way, tip of the cap to Gilbert, going deep, first major league home run. That was cool. A great moment. I was so happy for him.
And tip of the cap, too. No kidding. Like, I did mention this earlier, just for a second, that Justin Verlander probably pitched his best game of the year on Saturday. Mm-hmm. He has found it again, man. Verlander, that's the thing. Like, you can't write off a guy like Verlander when he's scuffling around like that, because he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I believe that reaching 3,500 Ks, Tony, he's now 9th all time. That's freaking amazing.
Dude, by the way, Gilbert Rag says, Gilbert, that calls for a Tekashi.
I could use one too. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. All right. Stand by.
Josiah. Yeah. Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And Paulie, we're a fan of Glutes here on the show. As we talk about Robbie Ray's Glutes going on the mound tonight, you got to give like a tip of the cap to Gilbert's Glutes, the newest Giant who went deep yesterday. Check out the glutes on him, dude. His pants aren't as tight as Robbie Ray's,
right?
But check the glutes on Gilbert when you get a chance. Now, I'm twisted. I'm still watching the wild card. I'm thinking, geez, they could get hot. They could get hot and make a run. Who knows? And they're battling with the Reds and the Mets, right? No, the Reds.
It's getting late, dude. It's just getting late. That's all I'm saying, Tony. It's like we're yeah.
But it's 6. There's 6 games out of the wild card, so it would be
the Padres beat that giant ass last week. You know what I mean? They beat that ass, and now they got to go down there for another ass beating. I hope the Giants can compete, but dude, when I watch the Padres, I'm like, that's a playoff team. That could be a team that has like a deep run. I don't see that in the Giants. I'm just being honest. I don't see it. And by the way, Don Peralta with an update on the Supers. He said, yes, the Supers are registering, but for some reason we're not getting the color coordinated messages today. So we're going to work on that for tomorrow. But thank you guys. Just hold off till tomorrow. We do appreciate it.
Paulie, should I leave the studio for a second and then come back?
No, it's almost over, dude. No.
All right. Well, I was just going to say, just in honor of tonight's starter and Gilbert's glutes and Robbie Ray's glutes and the tight pants glutes and the tight pants.
It just makes me happy to know that you're checking out our guys' glutes as they compete on the diamond. Tony, how did you feel about the glutes of the Niners over the weekend? Any glutes stand out? Any takeaways with glute greatness? I've told you my glutes. I couldn't take my eyes off John Taylor's glutes back in the day because John Taylor had a huge ass. Like it just went. He just had a big ass, man. You could not notice it. You know what I mean? It was almost bigger than his upper body. It was crazy. Yeah.
To play football, you've got to have some glutes. Hey, Moody, I might want some more glutes out of Moody to get, although 59 yards, I will say, tip of the cap.
Yeah.
I'm not unhappy about that, happening on Saturday. Build off of it, and I want to see some rhythm out of Moody. I want, 20, again, it's just the 24-34 last year. It's just like, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? So that's all. I need more from my kicker. That's all, Paulie.
Rags is a good one, too. Rags on great glutes in the NFL. Nate Newton, dude. Nate Newton with that, fried ham and egg cheese sandwich thing he used to make. He had the glutes of Nate Newton did some serious eating. Eating. Yeah.
Dude, no question. And also, Emmitt Smith had some great glutes, too. You want to talk about glutes?
Who's got the best glutes in the PMP community? We'll take a poll. I don't know. That's a joke. I'm kidding, you guys. I'm kidding. All right, Tony. So what was your – I've let go of the Giants in the postseason. If they make it, great. I'll bandwagon it. I'll jump back on. But right now, the way I'm feeling, I'm not that optimistic about the final 6 weeks. I'm not.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I'm being realistic as well, but I also am just twisted and 6 games. I'm looking at the wild card saying it's just been never give up. Also, Bake That Dough LLC, freshly baked cookies. It says, reminder, big dumper up there in Seattle, dude. Yes, that guy. What a stud.
I also want to honorable mention, shout out the late Anthony Mason of the Pat Riley New York Knicks. Guy had a huge ass. Also, Pib Ford checking in going, I have nice glutes. Okay. Speaking on behalf of himself, Pib Ford, you are now the glute king of the PMP community. I said, who got the nicest glutes? Turns out it was Pib Ford all along. Yes, go ahead.
Paulie, I'm starting to realize that everything we say on the show goes back to the Beastie Boys because I just thought of another line. I got my hair cut correct like Anthony Mason. And so it's like, and I forget what song that is too, but anytime there's a reference, it brings me back to the Beasties. Sorry. Number 3, Tony's top 3, Paulie.
Yeah.
When you look at the helmets on NFL players and you look at the back of the end zone, there are the new, the phrases, end racism and love wins or, love first, right? End hate.
Hope or, right. Yeah. Community, whatever. They have all the phrases now. Yeah. On the back of the helmet. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful sentiment. Truly. And it's nice to see a multi-billion-dollar company finally getting their heads out of their ass and doing something like that. Sorry I said that out loud, Paulie, but I'm just not a Roger Goodell fan.
I'm not. You no need to apologize. I stand in lockstep with you, brother. Now, as long as he gives himself another $30 million bonus, I'm fine. How about that at the end of the year? Tony, I appreciate all the work you did this year. I'm going to go ahead and bonus myself 30, 40 mil just for the job. I did a great job this year. That's what your guy Goodell's up to, but go ahead.
I couldn't be less of a fan. Anyways, how about we let the PMP Familia and you and I come up with helmet slogans or helmet sayings or end zone sayings. What would your if you were under center this on September, what is it, September 7th or whatever?
I like this. I like where your head's at right now. Go ahead.
What would be your saying on the back of your helmet?
Well, again, first of all, there's a couple different ideas coming into my head. One, I would say probably something like from the Grateful Dead like community, where I might say something like "keep the scene clean." You know what I mean? Well, which we used to say the dead, like, don't make a mess, or the dead's not going to come back. You got to keep the scene clean. That's one. Or number two, just to keep the Beasties thread alive, bro. If I can keep the Beasties alive, I want to alter instead of my name is D, y'all. This is my new favorite guy, Mike D. Instead of that, I'd say, my name is P, y'all, and I don't play, and I can rock a house party till your hair turns gray. That would all be on the back of my helmet, that little nameplate, and the print would be so small. My name is P, y'all, and I don't play. I can rock a house party till your hair turns gray. You asked, I'm giving you the answer. You asked the question, that's my answer.
Rags gets honorable mention. He says his helmet would say, taste the biscuit.
Tremendous. No question. Tony, right back at you. What's it going to say on your helmet?
Well, Don Peralta put this in the chat, and I just got to say, and I got to show it again real quick. If you know him, you know him. So
Boy,
that would be.
Look on that guy's face. He's up to something. Look at him. Look at his eyes. Like he's scanning the whole scene. He got a big mushroom behind him. You got to, I tell you what, I'm a little envious of that gnome. He's got the answers, man. Yeah.
He's having fun there. I don't know what I'm trying to think of what I would put, because I don't know. I wasn't thinking about like, long sentences. I might just put like hashtag sweet leaf, maybe.
Oh, good. Nice.
In honor of Ozzy, or just hashtag Ozzy. And then maybe I'll change it every year in honor of somebody who passed, who was a major part of my life. Maybe just hashtag Ozzy.
Dude, how about like each week we change it to a different like Sabbath song? Like one week could say Sweet Leaf, week 2 could say NIB. You know what I mean? Like week 3, The Wizard. You know what I mean? On the back of my helmet. Week 4, Super Knot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Super Knot, bro. Yeah.
Oh, dude. I don't know. Maybe hashtag Glove Your Love might be a good one.
No glove, no love. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing if an NFL guy actually had that on some. Yeah, man, no glove, no love. You guys know how it is. Yeah. No glove, no love, brother. That's all.
It's a public service announcement. That's all it is. That's all it is, right?
Oh my God, you guys! This is a funny show today.
Really funny show. But yeah, so that's Tony's top 3 today, Paulie. Thank you for indulging me as we get ready for Giants Padres coming up at 6:40 tonight. Robbie Ray on the bump, dude. Okay. What happens if they go into San Diego and they sweep the Padres, and next thing you know, they're 2 games back of the wild card? I don't know.
No, that would be exciting, but we haven't seen a flash like that in a while. I mean, Saturday, even though they're just so frustrating, man. Mostly it's been offensive problems that they've had this year. And by the way, as we get ready to wrap and say goodbye, and thank you guys again for rolling with the time change today. John Joseph, yeah. Wang, dang, sweet poon tang. I'm with you on that, brother. Shout out Cat Scratch Fever once again. I wanted to let everybody know the reason I contacted Scott Osler is because Ramos kind of attacked the fans over the weekend. Scott went in there and asked him about Melvin and stuff. And Ramos, did you hear the story, Tony?
Vaguely, but refresh my memory.
This is what I want to talk to Scott about. So Scott went in and I guess started asking players in the clubhouse about how they, the Bob Melvin thing. And Ramos basically defended Melvin, say, guy's a great manager. When we were kicking ass and 12 games over 500, nobody was complaining about Melvin. Now we're having a hard time and everyone. So anyway, he kind of attacked the fans. He was like, the fans shouldn't do that and this and that. And that's like a cardinal sin. You should never attack your own fan base, because the Giant fans they've gone above and beyond this year, filling that ballpark. Honestly, like they keep showing up. And my hat is off. My hat is off to the Giant fans. And it costs a lot of money to see a baseball game. So you shouldn't attack your own fan base. That's my opinion. And that's what I want to talk to Scott about tomorrow.
The Giants are so incredibly lucky to have the fan base that they do. I looked at the crowd this past weekend and it was
packed. Yeah.
Sub 500 team that lost 15 of 16 at home, and the place is packed. So there is Ramos. There's no room for that crap, dude. Seriously, check yourself or check your head.
Not once again, dude. Again, I might have to throw that on after the show, dude. The Beasties are back. They're having like a second career on this show. We might need to get Mike D on the show, bro. My favorite new guy. Because the more I listen to the Beasties, the more Mike D's lines make me laugh, dude. He's just a funny dude.
So, by the way, Paulie, also on the way out too, the Giants are they're facing Nestor Cortez the killer, but he has a 5.71 ERA in the season, and he's given up 16 runs in 16 innings. I'm sorry, 16 hits in his last 16 innings. So Put the ball in play, Giants. Make something happen. And dude, the ball flies out of Petco more than it does at Oracle. So maybe they find a little power surge down in San Diego. So I'm just hoping that they show me some life here at the end of this season. Make a run. Go on a run. Make it exciting. Turn it around.
All right, you want a power surge
around.
Turn the beat around, blah, 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 blah. By the way, other great tracks featuring the word power. Let's go, John Lennon, Power to the People. Let's go. Ready? You're not ready for this, but here it comes. This one's for you, John Joseph. Tony, Iron Maiden, Power Slave. Okay? Yeah. Power Slave.
Yeah,
what does that mean? I have no idea what that means. Power Slave. And then finally, number 3, great AC/DC album with Bon Scott, Power Age. Or Power Age, however you pronounce it. That's one of my favorites, actually, with Bon Scott. There it is right there. Merkovich, me and you said it at the same time. Yeah, Power Age, dude. Down payment blues. That's all you need. Maybe a little riff-raff on top of that.
Time out. Noemi, Power Station, giving love to Power Station. Thank you, Noemi. And also,
Groach. I got that on vinyl, by the way. Go ahead. I do.
That's a great record, by the way. The whole record. Really, really, really good album. And then Steve Groeschel says The Power of Love, Huey Lewis. I'm a huge Huey Lewis fan. I'll always will be. And Power of Love, great track. So
Patty, Patty just threw that up there too. Phenomenal. Power of Love. That's
or You've Got the Touch. You got the touch. You got the power.
Yeah. And then the electronic comes. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, dude. You got the touch. Dude, amazing. Dude, John C. Reilly playing the Flying V. Dude, the Flying V guitar with the red leather on. Phenomenal. Boogie Nights, you guys. Tony and I go deep on Boogie Nights. Fight the power. Scarlet Fire. Hell yeah. Fight the power. Yeah.
But on the Boogie Nights, I forget all the lyrics, but it's like, I'll never forget. It's like, you're a winner.
Dude, you know the streets. You're a winner. You're a winner. With the guitar licking. Yeah.
You're nobody's fool.
Tony, you know the street. You know the score. You're a winner. Yeah, dude, you know the streets. Okay. Anyway, that's Mark Wahlberg and Boogie Nights. Tony, fantastic pull, bro. Fantastic. Please cut that for tomorrow. I might need You Got the Power tomorrow. Just coming out of a break, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, the keyboard's sensational. Hope you guys are down with Boogie Nights. Tony and I, we go deep on that. Tony, I want to thank Longbridge, our great sponsor, Longbridge Pizza. Neil, I'm so sorry I missed you at Pizza Fest. I loved your shirt. I loved your crew. I will be there next year. Believe that. 2347 3rd Street down in the Dog Patch, the laid-back vibe. Tony, the Serious Pizza, and then, of course, Stellar Design, doing great work out there in the community. Dom Peralta, Stellar Design. Talk to Dominic Peralta at Dominic@stellar.design, or call Dominic anytime, 650-796-3144. Thank you, Stellar. Tony, final words. Go ahead, buddy.
I'm just going to share, because you're talking Dom Peralta, I just want to share this company. Nurava.com is their latest development, is their latest new product announcement. They have Baller Cam. They've got the Goha leaf cleaner. The leaf sweep is the actual technical name for it. Yeah. And now the Nurava, which is helping detect epileptic seizures, which is like, you want to talk about doing good work. Like, that is Dom Peralta is doing good work to help others. And this is the new product, Nurava.com. Check it out. Neurava.com.
I like that name too, Nurava. It's a good name. It's a good name for that product. Thank you, Dom, very much. Yes.
Last thing, Paulie, I'm going to do this too, because Neil shared this. This is, look at the smiles on these guys right here. Because this is from the Pizza Fest over the weekend in North Beach at Washington Square Park. Longbridge Pizza was right there front and center at the Pizza and Bagel and Beer Festival. We're all good. We're going to make this a big PMP event next year. August. But there's Neil, there's Dom Peralta, there's Nicky DiFrancesco and his buddy. We don't know his name, but just the funny buddy that Neil said he was cracking him up all day. And Nicky DiFrancesco was the lucky winner of those tickets. So thanks again for Neil for giving us those tickets. And hey, more to come. We're going to give away more stuff on the show as it comes, as it happens.
In fact, since you mentioned that, we do have the big Learn with Los night out at the Yard next week, the PMP night at Giants Cubs. But Tony, right behind that is Sound Summit up on Mount Tam. I'm working on maybe getting Michael Nash, the promoter, on the show, and hopefully we can give some tickets away for that too. It's always an incredible day. Pine Needle, final word comes from you today. Pine Needle having a birthday. His son's out here filming NFL games. He goes, Tony, no matter what you do, don't show the final image of Boogie Nights on the screen the way you were doing the Brady Bunch earlier today. And I just want to remind everybody, these are going to be the final words of the show today, that when Mark Wahlberg unleashes that hose at the end of the movie, he's looking in the mirror. And I don't know if you remember what he says. He's like, you're a star. You're a big, bright, burning star with his piece just hanging out. He's like talking about himself being a star. It's crazy. Dude, two things I think I'm going to do late tonight. One, listen to some Beastie Boys. And then two, I might do a Boogie Night session with a true romance chaser. I'm just throwing that out there. We covered a lot of ground today, T. We covered a lot of ground, buddy.
Well, in honor of episode 151, maybe have a Bacardi chaser at the end of your night, too.
I'll leave that to you. I'll stick with the Herbal Delish. It's a lot more gentle. Yeah, my Bacardi days are over, buddy. So you do your Bacardi. You do you.
Well, dude, in honor of Pine Needle, in honor of Christian Slater, and in honor of my buddy Joey Rivera on their birthdays today, happy birthday to all of them. And Paulie, if I can give you Diamond Dave and dismiss the class, that'd be great.
Class dismissed.
Yes. All right, my name is P, y'all, and I don't play, and I can rock a house party till your hair turn gray. By the way, we covered the Beastie Boys, the Jungle Brothers, Biz Markie, Public Enemy came up at one point from Scarlet Fire. Any other rappers? I think we covered the gamut today, Tony.
No, but we also covered the Brady Bunch Tiki episode. We also covered Boogie Nights. There's a lot. And Giants and Niners. And we also just, the Moody Love Fest continues. But maybe I'll get a Moody jersey. I might just get a Moody jersey.
PMP Familia, you know what to do. Everybody throw in a 10 spot. Let's get Tony a freaking Moody jersey. We'll get him a red and a white. One for the home games, one for the road game. And I want you jerseyed up, Holmes. I want you jerseyed up with the Moody. Hey, you guys, Gravy, Dom, Rags, Nikki DiFrancesco. Sorry I missed you, brother. Matt Stenson, Patty, Merkovich, Lily, Scarlet Fire, James. I just coming too fast and furious. You guys know who you are. We love you. The Aspiring Botanist, on and on. Steve Groschel, I see you. James, what's up? Thank you guys very, very much. Tony, have a great night. Go Giants. Check out Robbie Ray's Glutes. Final word. Go ahead.
I just want to thank everybody because you really lifted my spirits today. It was a heavy morning for me with my son having surgery, and Paulie lifted my spirits, and the whole PMP Familia. Just thank you, everybody, for just, it was therapy for me. And so
we love you. No, we love you. I love Tony. I love you so much. And I love Dom too. Give my best to the kid, and he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. And we'll do it again tomorrow. I'll see you at 11, y'all. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.
Peace, y'all.